Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I'm still up here in the Hunter Valley, and as you can see, it's a very, very foggy morning, and I'm sure it promises to be a glorious day up here. Just recovering from yesterday. We're at the Greek feast. The Greek feast, which was held at the Hope Estate with thousands of people travelling from all over Sydney, all over New South Wales to be at that festival where Dimitris Basis gave an outstanding performance. It was a fantastic day, and believe it or not, I bumped into more people yesterday that I haven't seen for over 40 years than at any other event that I've ever been to. People who I'd gone to university with, people who I'd shared many fantastic times with. But you understand what happens. Life gets in the way. We get married, we have our families, we have our careers, we have other social circles which drift us in different directions. But one of the great things is that when you do catch up with friends that you've had from many years ago, you can simply carry on from where you left off. And that's exactly what we did yesterday. So a wonderful event, and an event which, as I said, brought people from all over Sydney, but people who loved being Greek, and wanted to be there. I guess the difference with being here in the Hunter Valley and being at Tombalong Park down in Sydney is that the people who came to this festival were people who were committed to the event. Stayed the whole day. It went from 11 o'clock till about 6:30, and it was just a great performance space. Anyway, so I'm up here amongst the vines. I'm kind of expecting the sunrise to be happening over there in the next 10 minutes or so, but we'll see what happens. So I'm not promising much of a sunrise. I don't know if there are any hot air balloons that'll be launching and coming over the top here, but it is very, very still, very, very still. It's eerie, but special in its own way. So what I want to do now is continue my walk and talk and go through a book summary. Today's book summary is entitled "Are You Fully Charged?" by Tom Rath, a book which talks about energy levels and our zest for life. And I think it's probably timely to have one of these book summaries, given that yesterday was a day of celebration for many Greeks. So let's kick off this book summary. And the author Tom Rath has a little quote that he introduces us to his way of thinking. So the quote is, "There is nothing wrong with working on important individual milestones, as long as you understand that they may not be the memories you treasure 25 years from now." Very interesting indeed. Because I guess it is very, very timely, this book summary, given that, as I said yesterday, I bumped into people yesterday when after 40 years, I haven't seen them for 40 years. But the author then goes on to say that the pursuit of happiness is our biggest roadblock on the way to it. Sometimes if you're chasing happiness and you want to be happy all the time, sometimes that chase, according to the author, is stopping you or stopping us from feeling the joy and the happiness that we all deserve in life. The author then goes on to ask a question. Is happiness something that must be pursued? Do we need to chase happiness? But in the author's view, he says that happiness isn't something that you need to pursue. It's a misconception to want to pursue happiness, because happiness is simply a byproduct. Simply a byproduct. Can you see that glow? That's where the sun's going to be rising, I guess, over the next 10 minutes. I can still see the glow happening. So what I expect to see is the sun start to come up and burn off some of this early morning mist. So we'll see what we come up with. So the author reminds us that chasing happiness is a misconception, because happiness is a byproduct, is simply a byproduct of a meaningful life, which is centered and creates our internal motivation. So it's all about having a meaningful life. And if you've got a meaningful life, then and only then, according to this author, that you may enjoy the happiness that it should come your way. The author then goes on to say another important thing, and as I said, very, very timely, especially in the world as we live today. And the author says that we need to be very, very mindful of our use of technology and to hide our phones. This is a really, really good point, and something that I guess I need to learn, and a lot of people of my generation need to learn. The author goes on to say that we need to hide our phones and put them out of sight when we're talking to somebody. Even yesterday, when I was out there with friends that I hadn't seen for 40 years, I still was tempted to look down at my phone and just check for messages, check for Facebook posts. But what the author here reminds us of is that you can improve your conversations by not being distracted by your phone. And it's called the iPhone effect. I never knew that there was an effect that was attributed to the iPhone, but it's called the iPhone effect, which is where we just keep on reaching for our iPhone as if it's a dummy, and it's a distraction. I must admit, when I'm talking to somebody and all of a sudden they're fiddling and looking for their phone, you do feel a little bit turned off, or your nose gets a little bit knocked out of joint. So if we feel this ourselves, if we feel this when we're talking to our friends and family, you can imagine that it's something that everybody tends to feel. So the author's call to action is to try, where possible, to turn off our phones when we're talking to people. And it's not just simply turning it face down, it's basically putting it out of sight, because the mobile phone in 2020, 2021, and I dare say beyond that, is the new mistress that takes over people's minds. We just can't live without the temptation of looking at her, wanting to hold her, wanting to caress her. The mobile phone, the iPhone, and then for some people, the Samsung is one of those things that is a great a great distraction, and something that we need to manage, I guess, from the author's perspective. So the author tells us, when you're with people that you care for, or regardless of whether or not you care for them or don't care for them, the important thing is to put your iPhone out of sight, and that'll help us, each and every one of us, manage the temptation of being distracted. And by managing the distraction factor, then we can focus on the people that we're with and be present with those people, and at least give them the respect that they desire, and that will help make conversations and engagements with people much more fertile. The last point in this book here, once again, it's all about maintaining our movement, is the author talks about the importance of attempting to take 10,000 steps every day, starting from today. So it's all about being active, being mobile, because this is quite interesting. I wasn't quite aware of this, but I was an accountant for 35 years, had an office job for many, many years, and the author here reminds us that for many, many people, they sit more than they sleep on average. And this act of being sedentary and sitting down throughout the day, dare I say, there were many, many days where I didn't even get up from my desk to go to lunch, only getting up to go to the toilet. And many people live this sort of lifestyle continuously, and there are some challenges that come with this lifestyle. The author says that the nerves in the legs stop working and start to shut down, and hence a lot of people in their 40s, you can see the way they walk. They don't walk freely, and a lot of that is because those nerves in the legs aren't as nimble or as active as what they once were. And the other things which go with not being active, it's quite interesting, is that the enzymes that burn fat in our bodies drop by up to 90%. So not being active has a huge impact on our physiology, according to this author. Once again, I didn't know this. I'm learning this for the first time. And this is one of the beauties. This is what I absolutely love about Jim's 5 a.m. club, is that it fulfills and it allows me to learn something new every day, but it also enables us to share it with each other, so that we all are on this journey of growth and development. The author then throws a few more facts. Once again, I'm not a doctor. I don't profess to be a doctor, but all I'm doing is being an emissary and passing on the message that other people have generated. The author here says that our good cholesterol, the HDL, drops by 10% every hour, according to the author here, whilst we're sitting down and not moving. So by moving, according to this understanding, by moving, your body is able to generate or replenish your good cholesterol. But the big thing, and we talk about it all the time, is that by walking, by moving, by being active, by exercising, what you're actually doing is you're increasing your energy level by up to 150%. So I can vouch for that. The more that I move, the more energy I have. There's no doubt about that. It's something that I've learnt over the years. Whenever I don't feel like exercising, or whenever I don't feel like doing something, if I push myself, if I don't feel like swimming, for example, if I push myself to do it, after 1 or 2 laps, then all of a sudden it's something that I enjoy, and then I generate and get a burst of energy that will allow me to continue doing what I'm doing. And at the end of the session, I thank myself. I am really happy that I got there. But like everything, you need to get over that initial hump. Sunrise is a little bit slower this morning. I thought it would be happening by now, but maybe on my second vlog we'll get the sun bursting through. I'm a little bit tempted to walk along the grass here, but it's all dewy at the moment, and I don't want to get my RM Williams wet with dew and have the water seep through and get cold toes. But what I'll do is I'll just keep on walking. So once again, the author, g'day there. It is a bit cold, so I'm wearing my beanie, as you can see. So the author finishes off by once again reminding us about the importance of tracking your steps, keeping your body moving, keeping active, exercising, because of all the benefits, the many physiological benefits, and of course the psychological benefits of getting up and about and moving. So they talk about the fact that we need to track it. You need to track your steps in order to see if you're achieving your goal and setting bench lines and baselines. Believe it or not, on my Facebook memories today, I was surprised that I had a post pop up from a couple of years ago where on this day I did 50,000 steps in one day. So at the moment I've got an injury in my heel. I've got plantar fasciitis, which is a debilitating pain in the heel, but I'm almost there. I'm walking a lot more freer these days. So hopefully in the next month or 2, I'll be back to my upper size and to my physical sort of best again. But the author reminds us to take the long way. Whenever you are going shopping, whenever you're going for a walk, take the long way, take detours, and just keep on moving. So I think I'll leave it there. So thank you very much for joining me on this morning episode, this episode of Jim's 5am Club. As I said, I'm really happy. I'm coming to you from the Hunter Valley on this misty, foggy morning. Last night we went to the after sort of party for the Greek feast. After the Greek feast, we went to the Tatler estate, and Spiro Izakidis, Dimitris Izakidis, Theo, his brother, they were all there. Haven't seen them for years, and we spent a night dancing, enjoying each other's company, and having some beautiful, absolutely beautiful souvlaki. So well done, Spiro and the team there at the Tatler estate. And let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And most importantly, let's stay fully charged. And to stay fully charged means that we need to keep on moving our bodies, and to try and live as best we can a meaningful life. And when we talk about a meaningful life, each of us have a different meaningful life. We all have a different purpose. It's pretty hard to try and figure out what everybody else's purpose is, when sometimes we can't even figure out our own purpose. But by all means, enjoy the fruits of today. The sun is still struggling to come up. It will come up, but maybe on my next vlog, as I said. So take care. Yasas. I decided this morning to come to you live. What I normally do with my vlogs is I go to live, but I post them to private first and then go live. But today I thought I'd go live because it is a wonderful location here. It's a beautiful start to our week, given that Sunday is the first day of the week. And I wish everybody a happy Sunday, a beautiful start to the week. It's a big week for me. This week on Thursday is my 61st birthday, and on Friday I get my AstraZeneca jab. So a big week ahead, and I look forward to it being productive, and we'll see where it leads us. Take care, Filia, to all my friends and family. Bye for now from Jim's 5am Club. Bye.